Hi, everyone. Well, I just came back home from City Council and I'm a little upset because on the agenda they had that they were going to have like a goodbye ceremony for Mr. Cuesta, who is officially retiring from City Council. And so, usually, when they do these things, they do them in the beginning of the meeting, which means that after that, they do public speaking. Well, I got there because I didn't want to get there too early. And I got there and they had already done public speaking. So I was a little upset. So, anyway, I figured they don't really pay attention to what I'm saying. So, why not just make a video with my speech? So, I wanted to address several things to the council, and I'm still going to go and speak about them at the next city council meeting. But I just wanted to get it on the record. Anyway, so I wanted to address the mayor's remarks. The mayor told Mr. Cuesta, as we know, at the last board meeting the Board of Education meeting, that he doesn't have to deal with the crazies speaking any longer. He also made a comment about still joining through Zoom or whatever you guys do here, he said, and referenced thousands of dollars being spent. So, the residents being called crazies are the same residents who show up at meetings, ask questions, we ask for transparency, and want access to public information. How crazy is that? I am one of those residents. And if the mayor wants to call me crazy, so be it. Says more about him than it does about me. His comments about Zoom also make it very obvious that he has no idea what live streaming is, and maybe that's why he doesn't respond to our emails. I also find it interesting that the mayor has a cable access channel, that he's been doing for years and uploading to YouTube. So my question is, are the taxpayers paying for this cable access programming that he has? Or is he getting paid to do this cable access program? Residents are not asking for an overcomplicated setup. What we're asking for is just meetings to be live streamed. Doesn't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? So instead of recognizing and responding to this request as a reasonable elected official, he chooses to mock me and the residents that go and speak. Just speaks to his extremely arrogant behavior. Public meetings are for public business. Residents should not be insulted by the very elected officials that are supposed to be representing them. And let's not forget that residents still have no access even to the written portion of the meetings through the agendas. The meeting minutes, right? So after the meeting, usually about 2 or 3 weeks later, they post the minutes, which is the written report of the meeting. That hasn't been posted for going on almost 5 months. 5 months. That's absurd and ridiculous, right? Also, at the last city council meeting, I asked why residents are seeing an increase in their sewer bill. There was no explanation given to the public. If we're being asked to pay more money, I think we have a right to ask why, right? Also, for 5 months, I've been trying to get documentation via Oprah about spending for our special needs community, whether adults or children. I submitted an Oprah request. It is taking 5 months for them to come up with this information, which is absurd and ridiculous. So today, I was looking at the agenda, and there was a few items there, one of which said there was a letter from the Director of Public Works to the City Clerk's office regarding liens placed on a property listed in Schedule A. But there was no Schedule A on the agenda. So, simple question, where is Schedule A? Called City Hall, like, hey, can I get a copy of Schedule A? They told me I had to submit an Oprah request for it. Now, mind you, these are the very same people that tell me that they are very busy submitting Oprahs. Yet you want me to submit an Oprah request for an item that's supposed to be on the agenda. Curious. There was also a contract being awarded to Mr. Malone for insurance management consulting for the city of Elizabeth for $45,000. I asked for the letter related to this agenda item. I was told I needed to Oprah request it. There's also an indemnification agreement between the Elizabeth Board of Education and City Hall. Same thing, I wanted to see a copy of the agreement. It's an agenda item, should be readily available. Again, I'm told I need to Oprah request it. We should not have to Oprah request items that are set forth in the agenda, okay? The problem here is the city says residents can participate, but then they don't provide them with the information to meaningfully participate because they don't want you to meaningfully do anything. If asking questions of our elected officials related to our tax dollars and our city means that myself and others get labeled as crazies, then so be it, honey. I can be as crazy as you want me to be. But that's not going to stop me from asking questions. That's not going to stop me from holding our elected officials accountable. That's not going to stop me from advocating for the parents and the students and our community. So just you'll see a lot more of the crazies at the next meeting. Okay, and again, I mean, that's just a poor reflection of our mayor to even use that terminology to refer. I mean, you can think it all you want, Mr. Mayor. You know, I'm sure you think a lot of things about me, just like I think a lot of things about you. But for you to go in a public forum and make those statements is, you know, just unbecoming of an elected official. Okay. All right, everybody. Don't forget, every Tuesday, 7:30, City Hall, there is a meeting with public speaking if you choose to address the city council. Otherwise, like I said, you can just go there and listen and see. Okay. Have a great day.